Hello, and welcome to the third installment of Kinder Mondays with Kinder Mind Hypnosis. I'm Todd Simon, certified hypnotherapist and owner of Kinder Mind Hypnosis. The question we have today I absolutely love. The question is, can hypnosis help with anger management? Oh my God, yes. There are so many levels that hypnosis can help with anger management, and I'll explain. First, let me give you some context and allow you to understand how I see anger is developing and the only space that it can develop. And that space is in between reality, that is what's happening or what happened, and your belief or thought about what should be happening or what should have happened. That space is the only place that anger can develop. And the larger that space is, that is the greater the difference is between what happened and what is happening and what you think should be happening and what did happen. The larger that space is, the larger the gap between the two, the more anger that can thrive, live, and be produced in the body. So first, let me explain now anger, how it lives in the body. It's based on a belief, and it creates physical sensations in the body, nervous system, tension. It also creates a sense of isolation. It literally lives in the body through the nervous system and the tension in the muscles. And if not sort of managed, it will come out because that's what it has to do. It has to move or else it'll create disease and discomfort in the body. And when it moves, it finds all kinds of ways to move, oftentimes inappropriately. It could be someone cuts you off in traffic and that becomes a huge thing because you're looking to move that energy out, and there's effective, healthy ways of doing it. Hypnosis is one of them. One ways we work with anger management and hypnosis is through what's called an arm rigidity or an arm stiffening technique. What that simply looks like is during hypnosis, you conjure up the image, the experience, what created the anger. And again, you're having to use some creativity because you're not probably angry in the moment, but when you think about what made you angry, you're creating the stories, you're remembering, that's now creating the anger. You're having that memory and you're channeling that anger, that emotion, that discomfort into one specific area in the body. And this particular one, say, is the left arm. So persons in hypnosis, okay, remember, feel the anger, allow yourself to get angry, conjure it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, and now move it all to this left arm. So you're isolating all the anger into this one area of the body. It's getting stiffer, stiffer, feel it, it's more and more and more and more, and when you're at the peak, and release. So literally you're moving it in the body and releasing it from the body, all with the help of the hypnotherapist. Now the great thing about doing this with a hypnotist is that anger a lot of times is very isolating and feels very lonely when you're angry. When you have someone facilitate this and they're there to support you in releasing it, it's almost like you can feel better and have someone witness and support you during it. That in itself is a beautiful experience to have in hypnosis and dealing with anger. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The other techniques that can be used for managing anger, dealing with anger in hypnosis is, again, I referenced this last week, in dealing with the fear of blood and needles and reimagining. So you can go back to that movie theater. You're now the director of the film. You're viewing it from the audience. It's on the projection screen in front of you. You're remembering and recalling what created that anger in the first place. And now you're able to tweak it in a manner where you can begin to see that movie play out in a more loving fashion, in a fashion that's more beneficial for you. And the beautiful thing about hypnosis, again, is that you can slow down time, see things frame by frame, and begin to actually see things perhaps a little bit differently. As this person that maybe was yelling at you that created your anger, you can slow things down and you can maybe see the intent behind it was loving, and that's just how they expressed it in that moment. You can slow things down, dilute it a little bit, and that can create different perspectives of seeing things, which can help in the anger in general. The other thing that we can do is a desensitization, like we talked about last week. You're in that place, remember that part that made you angry, you're in the situation, close your eyes, recall when you first start becoming angry and lift your index finger, allowing the hypnotist to know when you're feeling that. There it is. Take 3 deep breaths. Release. Go back to that situation. You keep doing that until the finger doesn't rise. So you're able to go back to that situation and see it without the emotion of anger. And anger in the body is very harmful, to be honest, in the body. You know, I used to be a well, I'm a craniosacral therapist. I used to be a massage therapist. I also did some neurological re-engineering. It's a thing that, anyway, what I've noticed is working with people, I can help them release muscle tension very easily. They could feel amazing, like they're high afterwards. And that would last a few days, but then they would come back and still be stiff because we didn't deal with what created the stiffness, what created the tension. And that's the beautiful thing about hypnotherapy and hypnosis is you're dealing with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind that really holds all of those things. And so when we could subconsciously deal with where the anger comes from, we can release it subconsciously and consciously, and then create this body that is really released of anger, not temporarily, but almost always permanently when you continue in your hypnosis sessions. So I hope that helped a little bit or a lot of it. And if you have any more questions, comments, please let me know on these little boxes below on Facebook or on YouTube, or if you're watching it on my website, Kinder Mind Hypnosis. Keep those questions coming. Thank you for listening, and I wish you peace.